Let's open another, ooh, that's noisy, another ScrawlrBox. Looks like a little bit of a mess in here. I didn't even have to open the little tissue paper package. It is all gone. Let's move it out of the box. So this is the box of March, and I will also open the February box later when it arrives. I think it is ready to be picked up, to be honest. I guess there was a little hiccup in the shipping because of Brexit and all of that stuff, so I might include it in the next ScrawlrBox unboxing instead. I also want to say thanks to ScrawlrBox that keeps sending me these delicious boxes. If you would like to check them out yourself, there is a link in the description box below, along with a discount code for you guys to use. Oh, look at all of these delicious art supplies. Let's take a look at the featured art. It looks so interesting. Look at all those different lines. It kind of looks like a lino print almost. And the artist is Shane Vorhaben or Vorhaben or Vorhaben, or however you would like to pronounce that. It sounds a little Dutch or German, but they're apparently from Missouri. And here's where you can find their art. Oh, actually, maybe it's supposed to be this way. Kind of obvious with a signature there, but yeah, I really like it. And we also have the matching sticker, very nice, and a huge refresher, sour apple. I think sour treats are one of the hardest candy for me to eat. No matter how hard I try, I can't eat it with a straight face. And we have a paper pad, size A5 drawing paper, 250 GSM, uncoated paper, 12 sheets. That is generous. Ooh, that is smooth. I do actually prefer a bit smoother drawing paper. I think the only time that I prefer textured paper is when doing watercolors. I really like these little custom-made ScrawlrBox paper pads that they've been sending out lately. My collection is growing. So the first art supplies that we have are the Unipin fine line pens, and we got one in gray and one in black, and the black one is a fine liner, very thick, 1.0, and this is actually my go-to fine liner brand. I love the Unipin fine liners, been using them for years. This is also a pen that I like a lot, the Unipin brush pen. I have only tried it in black though, but it got this very fine semi brush nib. Yeah, let's try it out on this super smooth paper. Oh, look at those lines, so juicy, so squishy, so nice. And the very thick fine liner, oh my, that is a thick boy. Look how pigmented it is. Also, I might mention that both of these are water-based. And then we have these, the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pens. Also pens that I like a lot. I've been using them quite a bit. And yeah, this is what the nib looks like. And we got them in the color Sky Blue, Scarlet Red, and May Green. I think these are kinda blendable. Let's see. Not really, but you can sort of layer them. This pen, however, I do not recognize. This is a Uniball Signo gel stick 0.7. That is interesting, a gel stick. Oh, okay, it is a ballpoint pen. I thought it would be more like a stick or something. I don't know what I was thinking. It is a black gel pen, kind of nice to draw with, not the best, not the worst. And lastly, we have a graphite pencil 2B. Yep, it's a graphite pencil. Also, let's check out the Scrawler Challenge, which is leading line. I think I will take a little inspiration from the featured art. I really like this kind of style, so I do actually prefer these kinds of prompts that are leaning more towards the style to use than the actual motif or topic of the drawing. So basically I can draw whatever I want. Yes, let's get started, I suppose. Oh, wait, I forgot the scrawler scene. Let's just flip through it real quick. We got a little story about the evolution of the marker pens. Oh, look at all those pretty paisley patterns from January's Scrawler Challenge, tips and tricks from the featured artist, and a little information about them. I like that style with the heavy line art and the colors. Ooh, so pretty. And we have the art supplies. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do some sketching to come up with something to draw. So yeah, let's get into it. And I almost forgot to try the pens with the fine liners, but I did remember, which is good because they do actually smudge a little, which just means that I will save the line art till last, as I usually do anyway, but it could have been an unpleasant surprise. I've noticed that even if a fine liner is waterproof, they often smudge a little with water-based markers. I don't know why though. And as usual, let's start by doodling some ideas and sketches. And I was very excited about this challenge. I felt really inspired by the featured artist and their art style. Adding additional lines and details to the art is something that I like to do myself to bring more life to the art. And I was looking forward to push it even further. And of course Phoenix is there helping me in its own way, blocking the camera and stealing the pens. I always wish that I had a more stylized style. I mean, I can always draw whatever I want to and my style is quite fluid, but it is just nice to play around with something new and different sometimes. So this one is actually inspired by one of the pieces made by the featured artist in the Scrawler scene of a striped pot with plants in it. So this tentacle plant popped up in my head and I realized I draw tentacles every now and then, which is a little weird to be honest, because I actually find tentacles a little creepy and unpleasant, but they are also very fascinating though, how they can grow out again if they would be chopped off. They just are like their own little creature almost. Anyway, these Pit Artist pens are water-based, so they will be more or less streaky no matter what you do, which isn't always a bad thing. Sure, you can't get them as smooth as alcohol ink, but you can get a lot of interesting textures instead, and you can layer them more easily to intensify the color and the contrast. So I made sure to follow the shape of the tentacles when coloring them in, since the strokes will be very visible, same with the pot. And I really like these pens, they are so much fun to work with. I have a whole bunch of them that I should be using more often because they are definitely my favorite kind of water-based brush pens. Have we talked about the fine liner yet? The 1.0 Unipin fine liner? Let's talk about it because wow, what a pen! I'm not sure if it is a fine liner since it is oh so thick. I have used the Unipin fine liners for so long, but I've never tried it in this size, and let me tell you, it is so smooth, so thick, so pigmented, so smooth. It is so satisfying to draw with. It almost applies itself to the paper with almost no pressure at all. Welcome to the artist life. I get all excited about one little pen, but I liked it in combination with the finer lines from the gel pen. Oh, I'm sorry, the gel stick. The only downside with the gel pen stick is that it is a little uneven. Sometimes it draws just fine and then suddenly it stops. So some of the lines turned out a little messy since I had to scribble the ink back again. But yeah, I'm basically just adding a bunch of lines and patterns. It was a very fun style to experiment with and I really like how this piece turned out. and now it is, of course, Free-Eyed Blep Kitty time. I usually don't talk a lot about the paper in these boxes, but I really liked this drawing paper, and I don't remember if I mentioned it before, but I do prefer drawing with graphite pencils on smoother paper. I just like the look of it, and it also feels more satisfying drawing on a smoother surface, to me anyway. I think maybe that's why I like drawing on my iPad so much. It is just a nice smooth feeling. Anyway, Phoenix is keeping me company again. Question of the week, that is apparently a thing now. If you have a pet, what is the worst mess they have ever caused, like in your art space or just in general? Once my sweet Sally, my sweet dear little Sally, put a poopy paw print on one of my finished art pieces. Not one of her finest moments, I have to say. Or maybe it was according to her, I don't know, but the art could be saved though, fortunately, but still nasty. I think I mentioned before that the featured art reminded me of lino cuts. You know, the stamps that you carve out from a block of rubbery material and then you use it to make prints with paint. So that's the look I was going for here, with all the additional lines to make it consciously messy, using double line work and dots and little lines. I really enjoy this style. It is so much fun to do, and it is interesting how much more life all of these additional lines gives. It is like it's adding movement to the art. I also realized that I might have made a tongue a little too long. Cats sometimes have their tongues out in a little blep, as it's called, but now it looks more like a dog almost, a little kitty dog. I had so much fun with these art supplies and trying a new art style, and that is why I can really recommend ScrawlrBox. It makes you try out new styles and techniques and supplies that you would maybe never think of yourself, and it is also fun to get a little art challenge every now and then. So I made all of these little lines and dots for the background, thinking I was done, but then when looking at it, it didn't feel complete. The lines in the background, it just made it look messy, and the cat kind of disappeared. So in last minute I decided to cut it out, which also gave me the idea that this will look great as a sticker. But then I basically just glued it onto a new background, which I think looks a lot better. I love how this piece turned out, and I think the edge around the kitty, it adds to the lino cut vibe. But yeah, thanks ScrawlrBox for another lovely box, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the art. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Keep drawing, my happy cats. Bye!